What's going on, guys? It is Alex Leyba back here again for a brand new interview video, and I'm joined today with Jacob Durham, who is a filmmaker. You make movies just like me.
It's great to be here with my buddy Alex. My first interview ever. I wouldn't want it any other way. Alex Leyba, my good pal. I love you.
I love you too. You are a new friend of mine. Really awesome to have a friend that's, very similar to me. You've made a bunch of short films or shorter films, as well as a feature called Leapfrog, and then you have a new movie coming out called Take a Seat.
Me and Alex are one and the same. We do what we need to do with what we have.
Yes, that is the perfect way to put it. Alrighty, so Corey, what's your last name?
Tharp, T-H-A-R-P. Jacob and I wrote the film together, and we also edited the film together, and I play the leading role, Mo, in Take a Seat, coming out soon. This movie is more of a statement. We came out here to express our art. We're trying to push boundaries. We're trying to break barriers. We're trying to hurtle over the norms and the standards, and we just don't care what other people think about what we're doing. We are just rapidly creating with just an emotion that isn't seen enough today in the film industry.
I like what Corey's saying. He's laying down some good shit. And listen, the best art isn't always the art that's easy to digest.
You can just hold it.
I like holding your hand. We're concerned about pushing boundaries, taking it up the next level. We're not doing the safe game. We're trying to change lives. We're trying to make a statement. The goal is to spread a message, and I think that's what movies are supposed to do, but I feel like that's what movies are lacking. This one is gonna turn some heads with some scenes and some stuff that's said. It's to shock people. It's to get conversations going.
So you're basically taking after Tom Six.
Well, a little more classy than that, a little more well thought out than that, but I don't know, change what has been happening with movies and how movies have been made recently.
Man, you are one pretentious fuck. Do you even want to say what it's about?
So the movie is about a young man in a fresh marriage that's actually quickly declining because his wife finds out he is sexually attracted to chairs. Now you might think that's the most of this man's problems, but it's really not.
If you don't want to see a movie about that, I don't know what you're doing. There's a message that we build around that.
It's definitely an original concept.
You could say it's a romance, not really, but...
Just like Before Midnight.
Sure.
Mo is an artist. As an artist, you deal with a lot of hardship. The world has shifted, and art is no longer what it used to be. Its purpose is no longer for the sake of art, but for making money. And we've all seen Marvel Studios' latest content.
I think Corey's knocking it out of the fucking park with that answer.
The pin's not helping.
Elvis is standing there watching all this.
Fucking air music!
Why do you have a pen in your mouth?
It's to help him not laugh.
How would you yourself explain your style of filmmaking? I noticed really all of your stuff is handheld. It really seems like that you're kind of going for really gritty realism to really make it seem like it's actually happening, that seems like it's kind of the aesthetic you're going for.
I don't think I have a visual style yet. I think there's certain techniques in camera work or themes that I like to tell or do, but I like doing something different each film. One more colorful, one more, bleak. I don't think we should have a style this young.
When you're this young and doing movies, this no budget and this indie, it's all about finding your own voice,
Right.
So that's really what it's about at this point. Now I know how hard it is to make a feature film, even if it's some stupid bullshit like the freaking Alex Leyba movie. That took me a year and 4 months to make, and now the third one is gonna take even longer than that. How long did Leapfrog take to make?
I don't think it wasn't nearly as long as Take a Seat is taking, but it was about a year. There was a lot of trials and tribulations, and busy with other stuff. Couldn't find a female lead. When it's volunteer, when it's, something like
Unpaid,
we did.
yeah.
Right, yeah. It's kind of hard to find help.
You guys are like partners in filmmaking, like the Duplass brothers or Coen brothers or whatever.
It's a collaboration, really. That's where the good stuff comes. Rather than working in solitude by yourself, I feel like there's a good energy there. That's where you get the best results.
Does that girl that we just saw play the lead or no?
No, that's my girlfriend.
That would make sense if she were the one to play the lead, though.
It would be severely toxic for my girlfriend and I's relationship if we played this couple that's in the movie. But she actually does make an appearance as a extra.
So do I. I make an appearance, too. We haven't talked about that at all yet. So I have a cameo in it. It was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Alex Leba's cameo in Take a Seat is 5,000 times better than any cameo that was in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I really appreciate that.
Now we're not going to get hired by Marvel.
What would you say is your favorite part of the filmmaking process?
Being there on the set, shooting the stuff. Writing sucks.
Yes.
Editing sucks less. That's when you get to fix problem. It's coming together. I see it. It's happening. The writing...
Like sculpture. Writing's really not my thing. Like, I'll write dialogue, and then, like, people will read it and be like, Leba, this just sounds like you talking. Improv with people, like, that's when you get, like, the most authentic stuff, rather than, like... You know, unless I need somebody to say, like, a certain thing, like, exact, like, oh, this has to be what it is. But, like, I like, just to me, like, I always had people, like, put it in their own words. But, like, yeah, like, to me, that's one of the few hardest parts about writing, is like making it sound like the character rather than yourself. You know what I mean? Like, do you get that?
I feel like that's why I have to write my own stuff how I want it. I can't imagine having someone else write a movie and I direct it. I can't imagine doing that. I feel like that's why you make a movie, is to tell a message and get it out there. Sure, the writing process sucks. It needs to happen. It's a necessity. Yeah, when the script's done, you feel like $1 million.
You're obviously, you know, the main character, and you edit. I figure help shoot. Like, it's really like you two, like, doing mostly everything, right?
The editing is definitely the most excruciating part.
It can be fun, though.
When those little moments during the editing process comes together just how you want it to in your brain, it does give you this out-of-body experience that I would describe to be better than sex. But my actual favorite part would be the premiere, when we get to show it all to you guys. All those hours of blood, sweat, and tears. You just get to see all that hard work painted across hundreds of faces in the audience, and it's just, that's what it's all about.
Nice. If you were to pick something, though, with, like, actually doing it, so, like, what would it be? I love Leapfrog. On a first watch, really the only, I guess, critique I have with it, certain scenes, really mainly some of the montage sequences, although they are cool, like, I think certain scenes go on for too long, you know? But like I said, mainly the montage sequences and a couple dialogue scenes.
Right, I had something I was gonna... He talks for so fucking long, and then I forget what my rebuttal was gonna be. Right, that's the common critique. That movie's very music inspired during that period, and honestly still this period. I feel like I get more inspiration out of music nowadays than I do movies. Parts of it I wanted to feel like a music video or a montage. Just let it breathe.
It's by design.
Right.
Apart from that, though, like, I think it's definitely a strong first feature.
Every scene that was written was meant to be there.
Every scene and every moment has to have some sort of purpose, whether it's for plot, whether it's for character. So that camera went dead, and
He doesn't need to say that.
do you also draw a lot of inspiration from, like, real life things or personal things?
Unless you're being hired by Marvel Studios, I don't think you have any excuse to not put at least a little something personal in your movie.
Which filmmaker do you look up to the most?
David Lynch is probably the most influential and inspiring director for me. I just think no one makes movies like David Lynch. There's more of an out-of-body experience to be had with them. You sit and digest them. You can feel it on a subconscious level. Yeah, I think there's a lot you can get out of his movies, and you can interpret them in many different ways. He gets great, real performances out of people, tells the most interesting themes and stories like a lot of student films do. He keeps the same spirit. He makes something out of nothing. He works with what is there and nothing else, and he can make some really good stuff with what is there.
There is one filmmaker in particular that stands out. It would have to be Jacob Durham. I have not seen anyone have so much drive and passion, his will to just put himself out there with these films and the shorts before them.
That's very kind.
Would you be open to directing other people's scripts, or do you always just really want to like direct things that you've written?
If I get a gig, I get a gig, you know?
Just like what Taika Waititi said.
Right, one for them, one for me.
Leapfrog, a lot of the film is like driven by the music. Is it similar with this new one, Take a Seat?
Music is a huge just driving force in our creative process. Unfortunately, film festivals are kind of strict in a very annoying way about having copyrighted music in your film. So that's why for this one we've decided to stray away from copyrighted music like we use so heavily in Leapfrog. Instead, have us do the original score all ourselves. There'll be heavy music throughout the film, but it's not so much as the music is the scene as Leapfrog kind of was.
I think Corey knocked it out of the park on that answer.
So we are also here with Trevor Prohl and Elvis. What's going on, Elvis?
What's up, man?
Mr. Presley, did you actually die on the toilet?
That is just a rumor. I died near the toilet. People, don't do what I did. Don't take down my road. Just look at my life and learn from it. And use it to take down to your own road. Because your road is the future. I'm the past. Even though people watch the movie Elvis 2022, which they should have won a fucking Oscar for it. Everybody out there, follow your hearts and dreams. It's never too late.
Take a Seat, man. It's a piece of art that's important for people to see, and it's something we're all very passionate about. Everyone in the cast and crew, we've all put so much work into this movie. I think the final outcome will be something that not only are we very proud of, but everyone who has known us and supported us throughout our entire filmmaking career, as short as it is, they will also see so much potential of what we've made and what we can continue to make.
Take a Seat is about expression and art. Mo was trying to find the new ways of art, kind of like how I did, like in Tupelo, Mississippi, when I mixed rhythm and blues and rock and roll with country music, and that made rock and roll. And like what Mo's trying to do, so I come out from the heavens and I give Mo a little session. I sing my song All Shook Up, like to give him boost up. And
can you give us a little bit of All Shook Up, like just to give the audience a taste?
I'm all shook up. Oh well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man with a buzzard tree. Our friends say life was lively, but I'm in love. I'm all shook up.
That's very beautiful, Mr. Presley.
This movie's about expression and art, like I once said, but it basically talks about, like, you don't need a college degree or an A+ on your test trying to like get into the best school to be a director and an artist. No, you gotta make something out of yourself. That magic comes inside of your soul. And once that soul, it sparks up. And you gotta let it fly. Because if you don't let it fly, it fades down back in the pitch of fire. Nobody will spark it back up. That takes a lot of passion. Like how I learned. 1956, my first Ed Sullivan show. In my career, there were a lot of rumors saying I stole a lot, but no, that's inspiration. And inspiration comes from here, and yourself.
Is that something that you want to continue to do, act?
Working in film has been my passion since I was very young. When I met Jacob in middle school, I met someone who kind of shared the same passion. It sparked something in me. Maybe this can be like not just a little hobby that I like to like dance around and entertain people. It can be something that I can put my whole heart into. Acting is something I definitely want to keep pursuing. That's where I thrive.
Tell you what, when I'm done with all this Leva movie bullshit, when I make a real movie, I'll cast you.
Hey, what about me? I want to be cast in this.
Well, I mean, that goes without saying. You're fucking Elvis, but like, you think Jesus will allow that for you to come back and be in my movie? Or
me and him have a good talks, a few choir lessons, and I'm pretty sure Little Richard up there will take care of it.
how do you feel about Jacob as a director?
I hope one day he wins an Oscar.
Just like your buddy Baz Luhrmann. Did he win or
No.
lose? Oh, he
No,
lost.
he lost.
Oh,
He wasn't even nominated.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Austin Butler right there. He wish he could be me.
You've never done any kind of film projects with anybody else, right? Like it's just been...
It's just been Jacob and I.
How would you describe Jacob as a director?
Jacob is a very honest director. He puts everything he has as a person into his movies. There's no doubt in my mind that Jacob will thrive in the entertainment industry and that he will make waves. He will move mountains in directing, and I am 100% confident in that. And that's not me being biased. It's obvious in the movies that he has made that he knows what he's doing, and it's what his calling is.
You're fantastic at this. Like, seriously. Like, you're way better than Jake.
What the fuck?
Trevor, I don't mean to insult you, throughout my entire channel, all the time, it's just been pretty much me being made fun of for being fat, and, that's... In the feature film Leapfrog, most of that film is everybody calling you fat in various ways. Is it the kind of thing to where you're just like, oh, I gotta do it for the art?
The main characters all kind of had like a personal like demon that was affecting them that I think we portrayed pretty well in the movie. Personally, in real life, deal with self-image and like a negative outlook on myself, and that so in Leapfrog. In our individual scenes, mine in particular, with the mirror and punching the mirror and shirtless, and that's something that like I really feel personally affected by. I could have talked about a director that I feel personally affected by, but no, we gotta put on a fucking E.T. mask, and you gotta be fucking Elvis and sing fucking "Oh Shook Up" or whatever the fuck he sang, and I'm like, okay, so where's our time, Alex?
You answered a couple questions. Thank you so much for checking out this video. This is Jacob Durham. He has a YouTube channel where he posts all of his movies.
I have footage of you having a mental breakdown, Alex.
Okay, so it's absolutely fucking not Greta Gerwig. I don't think she's attractive. I think she's up her own ass. I think Barbie kind of blowed, if I'm being real. And she wouldn't have made Barbie if Noah Baumbach didn't help her. She wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for Noah Baumbach.